tomorrow will be better. P of x is this. Find P inverse of x. Solution. The first step, as usual, to find the inverse of a function is to introduce another variable to represent our function. So we will say let P of x be something else, say h. Okay, we will proceed now by representing. Let's rewrite this, taking into account this. This means that when we see P of h, we will say h is equal to x minus 3 all over x plus 2. The objective here, dear friends, is to make x the subject of the formula in this question. So the first thing to do here to achieve this is by cross multiplying as follows. Whatever is up here will multiply what is down here, and the same thing here. So this means h multiplied by x plus 2 will equal 1 multiplied by all of this, which still remains itself. If you like, for clarity's sake, let's write it like this. Now let's expand this bracket. H times x is hx. This implies. Now h times 2 is 2h. This equals x minus 3. I'm looking for x, so it's ideal for me to reassemble or to gather all the x on one side of my equation. So this means what was going to happen here? This x moves to the left and it becomes negative x, while this 2h moves to the right and its sign also changes. So this means I will have here that h of x will remain here. X moves and becomes negative x. Now there was negative 3 here, which remains, be careful with the sign, minus 2h. H moves the other way. Now there is x and there is x here, so we will do what we call factoring. We will factor out the x. When you factor out x from hx, we're left with just h. If you factor out x from negative x, please, it's not 0. You're left with negative 1. Okay, this is equal to negative 3 minus 2h. I will write it in this way in order not to confuse most of you. At this point, to make x a subject, I will just divide both sides by whatever is holding x, which in this case is h minus 1. So we are dividing all through by h minus 1. And this is what x is going to be. But we ain't done yet, dear friends. So, summarily, we have that x on one side will equal negative 3 minus 2h all over h minus 1. Remember that the variable h was just introduced at some point. It wasn't there initially. So what we do at this point is this. We will replace h by the variable which we had from the start, which is x, and then replace this x here by what we are actually looking for, which is the inverse function of p. So we will say, therefore,